Hey, ladies, I want to talk to you now about a topic that's very, very personal to me, and that's depression. Depression is something that I've dealt with on and on since I was a teenager, and I have learned to cope much better as an adult, but it's something that has affected my life, and I still get bouts of depression. And I know the statistics, so I know I'm not alone. I know a lot of us live with depression. And so I really wanted to get into that topic today, and I wanted to just share my personal experience with you. My mom got very, very sick from COVID-19, and she was on a ventilator for a couple of weeks. We almost lost her. Thank God my mom survived, but this caused me to go into a very deep depression. A very deep depression where I didn't want to get out of bed, and I, barely wanted to eat. And so I know that a lot of women experience this. It is very important that we share our experience and start to normalize this conversation, because someone out there might need to hear this. And so that's what I want to do today. And I want to share some stats with you guys, and share some coping strategies with you guys. And of course, we're going to have a live session on this topic, and we're really going to dive deep into this subject. But I hope that you find this helpful.
So often women of color bury it. We try to pretend that everything is okay. We think that if we show signs of having mental health disorders, of just having depression, that it makes us weak. And we have to change that. We have to begin to talk about it, because it's not uncommon. And that's one of the reasons why I want to get into this, because I want you ladies to know just how common depression is. So let's get into it. All right, so let's first get into some of the symptoms of depression. So feeling sad, of course, is one of them. But I'm not talking about everyone feels sad occasionally. I'm talking about a persistent feeling of sadness. Loss of interest in activities. So this is one that I really go through. When I'm feeling depressed, it's hard for me to get out of bed. It's hard for me to do anything. The things that I once loved just go out the window. I have no interest in it. And you might be one of those people too. So just be on the lookout for if you start losing interest in the things that you once loved, you might be depressed. You might be experiencing depression. You just go back. And changes in appetite. Now this one affects everyone different. So you might be that type of person when you get depressed who doesn't want to eat at all. Or you might be that person that eats everything. So this affects us differently, and I've been in both places. I've been in a place where I'm feeling depressed, so I eat emotionally, and all I want to do is keep eating. But then I've also been in a place where I totally lost my appetite. So if you start seeing any of those things going on, just know that you might be depressed. Trouble sleeping or sleeping too much. That's another one that might affect us differently. You might be one of those people that don't want to get out of bed. Or you might be one of those people that cannot sleep at all. So again, this is an individual thing. It might affect you differently than it affects somebody else. And it might change at times. So sometimes it could affect you in one way where you're sleeping too much, and other times you might have trouble sleeping. Just be on the lookout. This could be a symptom of depression. Loss of energy, increased fatigue is also another one, and feeling worthless or guilty. I think that's a big one, and this is one that I definitely can understand. Like if I'm feeling depressed, all of a sudden I feel guilty about everything, right? I'm have guilt about everything that went wrong in my life, going way back, things that I no longer have any control over, things that I can no longer change, and I'm feeling guilty about it. So as we know, guilt is a worthless emotion. Like it makes, you can't change the past. All you could do is move forward. But if you find yourself suddenly just stuck in this pattern of feeling guilty, you might be depressed. difficulty thinking or concentrating, and thoughts of death and suicide. All right, so that's a big one, ladies. And the reason why I want to just stay here for a second is because I just want to say to you, ladies, things is hard right now in the world. And I think as women, we carry that with us, right? Women, we want to change. We want to see change. The things we're seeing that's happening in the world right now is very heartbreaking. So I know a lot of us might be feeling depressed right now. But what I want to say to you is this. If you're feeling suicidal, please get help. Do not give up. Tomorrow's a new day. You don't even know what's coming in the future. But don't give up. If once you end it, once you give up, there's no coming back from that, ladies. There's no coming back. Think about your friends and your family. And please, if you're feeling suicidal, please reach out for help. Please call 911. Please call someone that you can talk to, but do not give up. Just give life a chance. Tomorrow could be a new day. And so I just wanted to stay stuck on that for a second because I've dealt with suicidal thoughts. I've dealt with it. And looking back, like, if I would have gone through with it, how many people would I have hurt? And not only that, I would have missed out on a future, right? I would have missed out in seeing some of the wonderful things that happen in life. So just don't give up. That is not the answer. Please reach out for help. And if you need me, email me and we can talk about it. So let's talk about depression in women. And this is what I really want to get into because I want you guys to understand that you're not alone and this is very common. Women are more likely than men to be diagnosed with depression. Depression can occur at any age. Okay, ladies? So I don't care if you're a young girl and I don't care if you're an older woman. Depression can occur at any age. So I don't care if you're older, if you're a woman who's over age 80 who think you should be past these things. No, it can still occur, ladies. And if you are one of those people, I don't care how old you are, please reach out for help. Here's some of the things that contributes to depression in women. Hormone changes. Hormone changes is a big one. So let's get into that. So premenstrual problems can cause symptoms of depression. Again, that's one I can relate to. I get very, very bad PMS. During that time of the month, it is very, very hard for me to cope. And I know I'm not alone. PMS is now in a DSM-5 as a diagnosis, as a mental health diagnosis. So please just know that you're not alone. Know that you're not exaggerating. Know that this is real, what you're feeling when you have depression around your period, time for your period. Pregnancy, of course, we know can cause hormone changes. Postpartum depression is a big one. It's a big one, and this is something that's more common in Black women as well. So after you give birth, if you feel depressed, please be on the lookout for that and please get help. And of course, life circumstances and culture. If we're in a place of our life where things is not going so great, where we wish things was better and we wish we were doing more, that can definitely contribute to depression. All right, let's get into some of the life circumstances that can cause symptoms of depression. Unequal power and status, right? We know that women are oppressed. Women are marginalized. Women could bring all the same things to the table as a man and still make less money. We know that the government still continues to try to control our bodies. We know that we're often treated as property. So, of course, that takes a toll on your mental health, especially when we as women know we bring just as much, if not more, to the table as men. Just to be still treated as unequal is frustrating. Also, women are much more likely than men to live in poverty. So, yeah, we are more likely to make less money. We are more likely to be poor than men. So, yeah, that takes a toll on your mental health. And again, women make less money than men. And I don't care if we have the same experience, the same credentials and everything, we still more than likely are going to make less money than men. And this is just not in women of color. This is in women in general.